Hi everybody, today I'm working on a 2009 Mini Cooper Clubman. Today I'll be showing you how to put the car into front end service mode. Front end service mode allows you to move the front of the car forward, the radiator housing, the bumper cover, and various other parts. Putting the car into front end service mode allows you to get more room inside the engine bay for doing work such as replacing the timing chain, replacing the alternator, taking off the exhaust manifold, doing a cylinder head, replacing the oil filter housing gasket, and other stuff. It's not too hard and it gives you a lot more room to do some of this work. I'll put a link in the description for the various tools I'm going to be using. And we're doing the work on a non-turbo model, but the procedure is basically the same. The only difference is there's going to be an extra air charge tube across the top here. So you'll just need to disconnect the inlet tube at the top here. And you may need to disconnect from the turbo as well. So first we'll remove these plastic connectors. There's a total of 5. We're just using a body panel tool to pop them out. Next we remove the headlights. This bolt here can corrode from moisture continually dripping onto it. So it's a good idea to spray a bit of penetrating oil in here the night before you do the job. Squeeze to disconnect. There's two 10mm bolts here and here. And on the turbo cars there'll be another 10mm bolt right about here holding the intake tube. Next there's 4 13mm bolts. And then a total of 4 Torx 30 bolts for the bonnet latch. Now we'll use the body panel tool again to pop this clip open. Remove the cable for the hood latch. Release. Now we have to pop this little grommet out of the way. And then lift up and out. You could also just bungee cord it up out of the way if you don't want to take apart the rest of the little cable release here. Next we'll remove the grille, the upper grille. There's a couple of clips inside here. You kind of pinch and pull. These are the clips. You pinch them to release. Next we have to pull back the wheel arch here. We don't have to take it off completely. We just have to pinch and pull the inside part because there's a couple of bolts hidden under here. We need to remove these threaded body clips. There's 4 of them, 2 on the top, 1 here and 1 on the inside. And we can just unscrew it. And if I use a stubby screwdriver, I don't even have to take the wheel off. And I'm going to remove this panel here so the wheel liner becomes a little more flexible because we're going to peel it back. Inside here there's 2 clips that you need to remove. One right here and another up higher right here. On this car it's missing on the upper one. And it's a similar clip to the front of the car where there's a pin going right down the middle. You need to pinch and pull out. These can be kind of hard to get out, so you may want to purchase some replacement clips. This tool is really nice for getting those side clips out. They're usually really stiff. And we repeat on the other side. Sometimes these body panel clips try to screw back in as you're loosening them, so sometimes it helps to kind of pinch on the little legs to force the screw out. So I just pull on the wheel liner a little bit to make it become a little more snug. Now, this guy's really smart. He put a zip tie through the hole instead of a body clip. I guess that'll work too. Somebody's been in here before, obviously, with these missing clips. So now we're going to separate the wheel arch from the bumper, and you do that just by kind of hitting it with the palm of your hand while pushing on the bumper with your other hand. So now it's loose. Then I'm going to use a set of bent nose, needle nose pliers, and then go up kind of underneath the wheel liner here. There's a couple of gray clips here, and I'm going to pinch them while I pull out. So there's a whole row of them. I'm just going to do the first 2. Then I'm going to shove something in here to keep it out of the way and to prevent the gray clips from reconnecting themselves when I'm not ready for it. Next we're going to remove a total of 6 Torx T25 fasteners. They're either black or silver, and there's 2 in the front 2 on the side and 2 on the bottom. The ones on the bottom are in the outside corners here. Finally, underneath there should be 3 more body clips here, here, and here, but on this car they're missing. Now the bumper is completely loose and we can pull it forward. So we just disconnect the electrical connectors. There should be 2 lighting connectors on each side, or only 1 on each side if you don't have fogs, and then 1 connector for the ambient air sensor. And remember to plug this one back in or you're going to get a check engine light. Now we can put the bumper out of the way. Okay, back underneath again, we're going to remove this little skid plate for the keep stuff from going into the radiator. Then there's 4 subframe bolts, 2 on each side, 16 millimeter. And then on the front there's 3 13 millimeter bolts, 2 on the bottom here, 1 on top. And last, there's 2 10 mil bolts on each side holding the modular front end onto the fenders. So now we're going to hammer this forward, and we're only going to put it far enough forward that it's still hanging onto the subframe underneath here. Okay, that's about right. Okay, so the front end's forward, but it's still hanging onto the subframe. If you're going to be replacing the clutch, then you're going to need to move this totally all the way forward until it clears the subframe. And if you're doing that, you're going to want a couple of M8 bolts so that the front end can slide onto the bolt. So that's all there is to it, to putting the car into front end service mode. From here you can do all your other maintenance work. Let me know if you have any questions. There's links in the description for the tools that I use for this job. And thanks for watching, and bye-bye.